Wild pitches with runner on third are bound to happen. How should a catcher retrieve a wild pitch to give himself the best chance for an out? That answer coming up next. In this video, we'll cover the best way for a catcher to retrieve and throw out a runner on a wild pitch, as well as how the rest of the team should be moving on this play rather than just standing still being spectators. Catchers can prevent pass balls. A pass ball is any ball that the catcher should have reasonably caught. There really shouldn't be any pass balls in a game, but the catcher can't control the pitcher throwing a pitch in the dirt or way off target. And so no matter how good he is, wild pitches will still need to be retrieved. When getting to a wild pitch that has gone to the backstop or is a good distance away, a catcher should get to it as quickly as possible and slide on his knees. He can either slide on both knees or just his left knee depending on the situation. The throwback to the pitcher should be quick so the pitcher can catch the ball on the run and have it before he crosses into foul territory or is in the path of the runner. The throw ought to be waist high to the pitcher, but it's better to miss high rather than low. Low throws get dropped and put the pitcher in an awkward position to make a tag. Throws should be like darts, straight and level. Throws that change height are difficult to judge, especially throws that go from high to low. A catcher should not stand to throw, nor throw underhand. Rather, he should make his throw with a low elbow and more sidearm from his knees or off his right foot. The further the throw, the more over the top the throw will be, but getting rid of the ball quickly on a straight path to the pitcher is key. Wild pitches that are close to the plate wouldn't require a knee slide. There are techniques for backhand flipping balls near the third baseline, making kneeling throws from balls near the first baseline that are too close to require a slide, but those are not covered in this video. These retrievals should be practiced often, and typically catchers enjoy these drills as they are challenging and fun to practice. You can start by having balls already in place and the catcher in his stance. Then on signal, he will run to retrieve the ball and make his throw. Since he already knows where the ball is and it's stationary, this will provide him a good chance to work on his approach and basic mechanics so he is in the best position to make a good throw quickly from different locations. It will take some practice to judge how to best get to the ball and be in a good spot to throw. When picking up the ball in this situation, the catcher should use the ground to push the ball into his hand rather than just trying to grab at it. This will ensure he has a good grip when he does go to throw. It's generally a good idea for a catcher to practice this a couple times before each game on a new field, when warming up the pitcher or before the game if possible. Wet fields without a lot of clay will not slide. The catcher's knee will get stuck and he'll fall over top of himself. It's actually quite funny to see your catcher slam into the fence in shock.
Good hustle, good hustle.
That ground when it's wet, it's not going to slide.
Yeah, I realize that.
Too bad it wasn't caught on video. You can see these catchers during a Little League World Series trying to get to the ball correctly and struggling with slipping or getting stuck. The field is likely much nicer than what they're used to, and it has a grass area where most of these catchers likely never had that before. These teams do infield-outfield before games, although they don't televise it, and that would be a good time for a catcher to get at least a few practices before each game to know how the field will work on knee slides for a wild pitch. One run off a wild pitch can be the difference between a win and a loss. Finally, one more point. On any wild pitch with more than one runner on base and a runner on third, the first baseman needs to be backing up the throw to the pitcher. The third baseman covers third, shortstop backs up third, the second baseman covers second. The first baseman shouldn't get too close when backing up lest the ball get past him too. His only job is to make sure that any ball that gets past the pitcher doesn't allow following runners to advance. This is routinely misplayed in youth baseball. Usually, the first baseman is standing still being a spectator, and the shortstop rarely backs up third base. Let's take a closer look at this play by South Korea during a Little League World Series championship game. Now, I'm not a fan of pointing out mistakes by youth players publicly, but this play is simply too perfect to demonstrate what happens in most youth baseball games and how to fix it. First, we see the catcher retrieving and throwing this ball wrong. The mechanics of bending over and standing up to throw simply take too long, but it gets worse. From this overhead view, at the time of the catcher's throw, our first baseman is being a statue. The shortstop is covering second rather than backing up a potential throw to third. Runners can retreat, following runners can get caught up. Throws to third are not uncommon, and missed throws allow multiple runs to score in these situations. Here is a perfect example of what I mean. In another All-Star game, runners on first and third. The runner on third scores easily, but when we pause the play, we can again see that our first baseman is spectating. Our shortstop and second baseman are also standing by watching. The only one anticipating a throw to third is our field umpire, God bless him, getting into position to make a good call. And we do see a throw to third that is missed, and that second runner, all the way from first base, scores on a pass ball. Back to our original game. Here is the correct positions these players should be in, and in both of our examples, had players practiced this situation and been taught their roles, the second runs wouldn't have scored.